months following the attack on Pearl Harbor were some of the darkest of World War II. The Japanese Navy extended their reach across the Pacific. By spring 1942, America needed a severe morale boost. And on April 18th, we delivered the much-needed counterpunch to a day President Roosevelt said would forever live in infamy. The Doolittle Tokyo Raiders were a group of 80 men from all backgrounds who flew into history on that fateful day in '42. It was a very dangerous mission, yet all the men volunteered anyway.
So there was very real danger that the Enterprise and the Hornet could come under attack. The Japanese were expecting, knowing that the carriers had been found, a strike of about 200 miles, because that was about the limit of carrier planes. They were not prepared for B-25s, which were longer-range Army aircraft, so the strike came as a total surprise.
16 B-25 bombers, led by then Lieutenant Colonel Jimmy Doolittle and his co-pilot, Lieutenant Richard Cole, were to launch from the deck of USS Hornet. They were to fly over Japan, deliver their payload, and safely land in a non-hostile part of China. Although they were successful, not all things went according to plan.
I don't know about other people, but I was scared most of the time, but you have to, if you're scared, you have to go from there. And I decided there's no sense in trying to second guess and worry about what's going to happen, because it's going to happen anyway.
The biggest hurdle facing Doolittle and the Raiders happened before they even took flight. Would the behemoth aircraft clear the 300 feet granted by Hornet's flight deck? Miraculously, all planes made it unscathed to their objective. The bombing run was a success.
All the airplanes had done what they were supposed to do, except being able to land someplace intact. The mission was a success, so we were pretty well happy with that, even though it cost some lives and some aircraft.
Doolittle's raid provided much-needed jubilation to the American military and public. Yet, in the big picture, it meant so much more. It proved to the Japanese that their home islands were vulnerable to American attack and caused them to shift their focus and their resources to their own defense. A few months later, that decision would help produce the outcome of the Battle of Midway, a pivotal American victory that turned the tide of the war in the Pacific.